Hi there, this is a teaching coming to you from the Training Place of Excellence, and we want to just focus quickly on closing of accounts. When we say let's close the accounts, I love that statement, let's close the accounts. It simply means we want the total of the debit column and the total of the credit column to be exactly the same. So I always say add up. So in this case, you've got transactions in the account, and I will then say add up the three transactions in this case that you have on the debit side and write it down on your rough paper somewhere else, not even in the account at all. Add up the total debit and write the figure down. And if I add those figures together, it should give me 2120.73. And then add up the total of the credit and write it down on your rough paper, not even concerning, the account yet. If I add those two transactions on the credit side, it gives me 8189.71. I've got two figures now. All I need to do, which one is the higher side and which one is the lower side? Obviously, the debit side is lower. So I need to make sure that the two sides add up to the higher amount, which is 8189.71. So I can even just throw in the figure straight into my total row. And your total row is always totaled with double line or a thick line. My account closure is almost complete. So it's also there. It's still £2,120. So I'm looking for the difference now so that the total can come to 8189.71. And that becomes my closing balance in this account. So I just get the difference between 8189.71 minus 2120.73. I will just drop it in there. And that will give me that closing balance that I have just put in the 6068.8. I put in the details, which will be balance CD or CF, as the case may be. Balance carried down or balance carried forward, one and the same thing. So if I have a closing balance at the end of June, I will have an opening balance the next day on the other side. My balance CD is on the debit side. I go to the other side and I put in my opening balance, and that will be balance brought down. I'm bringing it down from last month or brought forward, as the case may be, and I will put in the exact amount for my closing balance, not my totals. I repeat, not my totals. I am putting in my balance carried forward, and that is what I will have in my balance brought forward. Balance carried down, you are taking it to the next accounting period. I'm carrying it down and I'm going downwards anyway. And balance brought down, I'm bringing it from the previous period, which is yesterday. Well, it's the last accounting period. Closing of accounts. Done. Again, get the total of your debit, write it down. Just write it, don't put it in the T account at all. Write it on your rough paper well aside. Get the total of the credit, write it down somewhere else. Don't bother putting it in the account at all for now. Then check which of the two figures is higher, which one is lower. So my total is going to be the higher amount. I can drop it straight into the total box or total row or total, wherever you have your double line. And then I get the difference so that the total of the debit will add up to the same amount as the total of the credit. In this case, I have my lower side on the debit side. So I put my balance CD on the debit side. The difference, that same difference will go into the next accounting period on the other side. So I come to the debit side, I put in the next day, which is the next accounting period, balance BD, brought down, and the same amount of your closing balance, not the same amount of your totals. I hope this has been useful. If it has, please hit the subscribe button, follow us on all our social media platforms, and keep studying. Adios and see you later.